Mic test one, two, three. All right, starting in 2 minutes. Okay, so we'll be starting shortly in about a minute or less. And wow, let me just get this out of the way. My nose is a little itchy. All right. So, starting in a short while. So, have your props ready if you have props such as blocks or straps or um, towels or anything else. And slowly make your way to your mat. Find any comfortable seat, and we'll start shortly. So, good morning. My name's Jen, and we'll begin our vinyasa class today. So, good morning, everyone. My name's Jen. I'll be guiding your yoga practice this morning. Um, so, if you haven't yet, make your way onto your mat and find any comfortable seat. If you have props like a block, you can also opt to elevate your hips, placing a block underneath your hips. So now your hips are slightly higher than your knees. And for some people, this actually feels a little better. It doesn't require a deep flexion here on the hips. Once you've found your comfortable seat, press your hands gently on top of your knees. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Bring the chin parallel to the floor and close your eyes. And start to let go of any thoughts not related to the practice we'll be doing. So, with every exhalation, imagine that you're releasing all of those thoughts out into the universe, whether it's thoughts about work, about things you need to worry about or do at home, worries in your personal life. So whatever they may be, let them go. Until nothing else is left but just your awareness of the present moment of what we're doing right now. Noticing how your sit bones are pressing evenly against the mat. Taking notice of those other parts of the body are touching the mat, such as your shins or thighs or feet. Noticing if your torso is leaning forward or leaning back, or if it's just right there in the center with the shoulders stacked on top of the hips. And if you notice that you're leaning forward or if you're leaning back, then move so that now you're bringing the shoulders directly on top of the hips. Notice if the shoulders are hiking up towards the ears. And if they are, see if you can relax the shoulders, glide it down away from the ears. Keep the gaze behind the closed eyelids nice and soft. So make sure that your eyes are relaxed, the space around the eyes are relaxed. You don't feel any furrow between the eyebrows. You don't feel any tightening around the eyes. You're not you're not squeezing the eyes shut. You're just allowing it to be. Allowing the breath to stay nice and even, nothing forced, just your comfortable rhythm here. And we'll take just a few more breaths here. If you'd like to set an intention for the practice this morning, go ahead.
Thank you for calling TV Shop. My name is Victoria. We know which product you're calling about.
Taking one last breath here.
Thank you for calling TV Shop. My name is Victoria. We know
And then
which product you're
slowly
calling
blink
about.
the eyes open. And we're going to stay seated first. Okay, so I'm
Thank
going
you
to
for
shift
calling
to the
TV
side so
Shop.
you can
This is
see.
Jessie. May I know what you're calling about?
So you can stay on your block if you'd
One,
like, or you
one
can just
moment,
place
please.
the block off to one side if you prefer to
I'm
sit
sorry.
on the mat. And then arms by the sides, turn the palms to face back, and then start to reach your arms back as far back as you can until you start to feel a pull here on the front shoulders. Keep pressing the palms back. Make sure the shoulders are down away from the ears. Maybe you'll also feel some pull on your arm muscles, your biceps. And then gently turn the palms to face inward. So now they're facing each other. And then turn the palms to face down the floor, still pushing the arms back as far as you can. And then turn the palms to face outward. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, look up, and exhale, hands to heart center. And release the arms down by your sides. And we'll do that one more time. Turn the palms to face back. Push the arms back as far back as you can until you start to feel that sensation across the shoulders and the arms. And then turn the palms to face each other while still pushing the arms back. Shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Now turn the palms to face down the floor. And then turn the palms outward to face the sides. And then inhale, reach your arms up, look up, and then bring the hands down to the heart center. And release your arms or your hands down onto your thighs. Make sure the shoulders are down away from the ears. And then start to push the shoulders back. So you're feeling a little squeeze in the area between the shoulder blades. And then reach the hands back. Place the hands onto your lower back. So just one hand on top of the other against your low back. And then you're going to press the shoulders and the elbows back. So you're going to feel an even deeper squeeze on that area between the shoulder blades. And you're going to feel the collarbones, the front chest, the front shoulders open up a little more. Keep pushing the elbows back. Sit up tall. Make sure you're not rounding the spine. And then gently relax. And then we'll do that one more time. So keep the hands on the low back. Roll the shoulders down and back away from the ears as you exhale. Push the elbows back again. Feeling the muscles between the shoulder blades contract. Feel that you're squeezing the shoulder blades together. Feel the broadening across the chest. And then inhale, gently release. Hands back onto your thighs. And then on your next inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, hold on to the right elbow with the left hand. And then gently pull the right elbow towards the midline of the body. So you're bringing the right elbow in a little more. Feel the right hand reach for that space between the shoulder blades. Push your head back against the arm so you're keeping the gaze forward, chin parallel to the floor. And then once here, you have the option to stay or reach your left arm out to the side, point your left thumb down, and then sweep the left arm back and try to reach the left hand up to meet the right. If you can't find a bind, it's okay. Just reach your left hand up and reach your right hand down. Have that sensation so that you'll start to feel that same broadening across the collarbones that we had earlier in the other pose. And maybe you'll also feel a stretch on the right tricep here. And then gently release the arms by the sides. And if you need to do a quick shoulder roll here a few times, go ahead. And switching sides, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bend the left elbow, holding onto it with the right hand. And reach your left hand down towards the space between the shoulder blades. Pull the left elbow in towards the midline. So you start to feel that stretch here on the tricep. Option 1 is staying here. Option 2, right arm out to the side. Point your thumb down and then sweep the right arm up and back. Finding the left hand, perhaps coming into a bind. And if you can't bind, same thing as in the first side. Just have that sensation of reaching the left hand down. At the same time, the right hand reaching up, shoulders away from the ears and shoulders back. Push the left arm back with the head. So you're not looking down. You're looking forward, chin parallel to the floor. And then gently release the grip. Release the hands down onto your thighs. And then if you're like me, you still have a block underneath the hips, just release a block and set it aside. And everyone slowly make your way into your tabletop position or all fours. Hands under the shoulders, hips on top of the knees, toes pointing back. Spread the fingers wide and turn the elbow creases to face the front. Push the ground away with the hands. So you start to feel that space between the shoulder blades lift up towards the ceiling a little more. Keep the tailbone pointing back, suck the belly in. And we're going to practice the shoulder protraction and retraction. As you exhale, you're going to sink your chest down towards the ground and you're going to feel the shoulder blades come together. Inhale. Push the area between the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling so you feel a rounded upper back here. And let's do this just a few more times. Exhale, sink the chest down. Inhale, lift the space between the shoulder blades up towards the sky, rounded upper back here. Exhale, sink the chest down towards the ground. Feel the shoulder blades come together. Inhale, push the ground away with the hands, lift the space between the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Exhale, sink the chest down, shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale, push the ground away with the hands. Rounded upper back here. And then into your cat-cow stretch. Inhale, look up, melt the belly down to the floor, lift the tailbone up, arching the back. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, around the spine, gaze towards the navel. Inhale, arch the back, broaden the collarbones, look up. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, point the tailbone down. Inhale, look up, belly to the mat, tailbone lifts up. And exhale, point the tailbone down, push the back up to the sky, gaze to the navel. One last round. Inhale, arch the back, chest reaching forward. And exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, look towards the belly. Inhale into your neutral spine position in tabletop. And you're going to step the right foot back, followed by the left, coming into your plank or high push-up. Shoulders stack on top of the wrist still. Hips in line with the shoulders, tailbone lengthening back towards the heels. One more breath here. Keep pushing the ground away with the hands so you still have that slightly rounded upper back. Exhale, lift the hips up and back into your inverted V shape. And if you'd like, you can move a bit in your down dog first, pedaling the feet left and right, shaking the head around, maybe making circles with the hips or figure eight, or just gently swaying them side to side, or doing anything else that feels good for you. Then slowly find stillness in your down dog, making sure your feet are about hip width distance apart, toes pointing forward, heels pressing down towards the ground, even if they can't touch the mat yet. Maybe a slight bend in knees here if you're feeling tight in the hamstrings or if your spine is rounding. Lift the hips up towards the sky. Push the ground away with the hands, shoulders away from the ears. Spine is long, chest pressing back towards the thighs. Your gaze just between the feet. One last breath in your down dog. Keep lifting the hips up, heels down. And then on your next inhale, gaze forward and walk the feet forward between the hands. Keep the feet about hip width distance. Shift your weight forward towards the balls of your feet. Bend the knees slightly, press the stomach towards the thigh. Relax the torso down, relax the neck, top of the head reaching for the mat. Feel that sensation here on the back of your legs. Feel the lower back release. Now hold on to opposite elbows and gently sway side to side a couple of times. And slowly come back to stillness in the center. Release the elbows. On your next inhale, lengthen the spine forward, hands on the mat or against the shins. Reach the top of the head to the front. Suck the belly in, forming a straight line from the hips all the way to the top of the head. And exhale, bend the knees and come back into your forward fold. One more time, inhale, hands against the shins or on the mat, lengthen the spine forward. Keep your gaze down on the front edge of your mat so the top of the head is reaching forward. Your neck is just an extension of your spine. So you're not looking forward and flexing on the neck. So you're keeping the neck long in line with the spine, gazing down at the ground. Exhale, soften the knees and fold. On your next inhale, reach your arms all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and then arms down by your sides. Standing in mountain pose or Tadasana, you can keep the feet hip width, or you can step the feet together, big toes touching, heels 1 or 2 inches apart. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Still keeping the core engaged. shortening that distance between your lower ribs and your hip bones. So you're contracting the front ab muscles here, maybe also the deep core if you are engaging enough. On your next inhale, reach your arms up, look up. As you exhale, soften the knees and fold from the hips. On your next inhale, hands on the mat or against shins, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms down, step the right foot back, followed by the left, coming into your plank. Your choice here, you can keep the knees up or come down to your knees into modified plank. Keep the core engaged. Inhale, shift forward, shoulders ahead of the wrists. Exhale, bend the elbows, come down, chaturanga, elbows in. Point the toes back, hands by the lower ribs. As you inhale, straighten the arms, lift the thighs off the ground, up dog. Make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up into your downward facing dog. Press the heels down to the mat, lift the hips up to the sky, and shoulders away from the ears as you lengthen the spine and press the chest back. One more breath in your down dog. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Step the feet forward between the hands, halfway lift. And exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and then back down by your sides. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, spine lengthening forward. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms down, step back to your plank again. Hold here. Shoulders on top of the wrists, hips in line with the shoulders. And once again, your choice, knees up or down. Shift forward, shoulders ahead of the wrists. Make sure your hips aren't sagging. Exhale, bend the elbows, come down, chaturanga. Point the toes back, shoulders away from the ears as you straighten the arms, thighs off the ground, up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips up, downward facing dog. Finding that inverted V shape, suck the belly in, lift the hips, press the heels down. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Step or hop the feet forward between the hands, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and then down by your sides. On your next inhale, reach your arms up again. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms down, step the right foot back, followed by the left to your plank. Hold plank, shoulders on top of the wrists, push the mat away with the hands. Tailbone lengthening towards the heels, hips not sagging, just in line with the shoulders. Straight line shoulders all the way to the heels. Now walk the hands forward a few inches, so maybe about 6 inches. And then as you exhale, bend the elbows. See if you can bring the elbows down to the ground at the same time. If that's not possible for you, from your plank, you're just going to come down onto your elbows one at a time. So whatever version you're doing, coming into your forearm plank, shoulders on top of the elbows, keep the hips in line with the shoulders. So everything is engaged. Squeeze the glutes, the quads, push the ground with the elbows. And then exhale, lower the hips down into your sphinx. Untuck the toes, toes pointing back, shoulders still on top of the elbows. Push the elbows against the mat so the shoulders shoulders melt down away from the ears. And then same thing as in the beginning of class, some of those exercises. Feel that you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. So you feel that broadening across the shoulder blades, rather the shoulders, across the front shoulders, across the collarbones. One more breath in your Sphinx. And then tuck the toes. Lift the hips up, come back to your forearm plank. And then as you exhale, bring the left knee towards your left tricep. Inhale, step it back. Exhale, right knee to the right tricep. Inhale, step it back. A couple more times. Left knee to left tricep. Step back. Right knee to right tricep. Step back. Left knee to left tricep. Back. Right knee to right tricep. Back. Two more times. Left knee to left tricep. Back. Right knee to right tricep. Back. Left knee to left tricep. Back. Right knee to right tricep and back. And then sink the hips down. Come back to your Sphinx. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Push the elbows against the floor. Shoulders away from the ears. Look forward. And then come all the way down. Forehead onto your hands for 2 breaths. All right. Now from here, keep the legs pressing down to the mat. Hands on the ground under the shoulders, elbows in. Inhale. Lift the head and shoulders up into your low cobra. Keep the elbows pointing back. And then lift the hands off the mat. Keep lifting the head and chest up as high as you can. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. On your next inhale, reach your arms forward like Superman. Exhale, elbows in towards the side ribs, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Doing this a couple more times. Inhale, reach your hands forward. Exhale, elbows towards the side, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, back. 2 more times. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Last one. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. And then lower yourself all the way down again, resting your forehead onto your hands. Taking 3 breaths here. All right. Now from here, place the hands under the shoulders, feet hip width distance apart, tuck the toes under, and then slowly push yourself up in a straight line to your plank. Exhale, hips up and back into your inverted V shape, your downward facing dog. Heels pressing down, hips lifting up, chest pressing back towards your thighs. On your next inhale, lift the right leg up into your 3-legged dog. Square your hips down to the mat. Point your right toes to the ground. Suck the belly in. Push the chest back towards your left leg. Keep pressing the left heel down to the ground. Exhale, bend the right knee, open up the hips towards the right side. Point the right knee up towards the sky. Keep the chest square. Right shoulder back to keep the shoulders in one line. Inhale, come back to your 3-legged dog. On your next inhale, shift the body forward, shoulders on top of the wrists, right knee towards your forehead, round the spine. And lightly step the right foot through between the hands. Lower the left knee down. Point your left toes back. Inhale, reach your arms up into your low lunge. Making sure the hips are square. So draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Create space between your belly and right thigh, lengthening the spine. Push the hips forward and down if you'd like to intensify that stretch on your left hip flexor. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Hold on, bend the elbows, holding onto the elbows, opposite elbows with the hands. So you're framing your head with your arms. On your next inhale, lift the chest up, look up, finding a back bend. And slowly come back to center. And then as you exhale, side bend to the right. Feeling that nice stretch along the left side body from the elbow down to the knee. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Frame the right foot, shift the weight back until the left knee is on top of the left heel. Straighten the right leg, point the right toes up. Keep drawing the right hip back to keep the hip square, and then lengthen the spine starting from the low back. Keep your gaze forward towards your right toes. Feel that your chest is reaching forward towards your knee, your forehead reaching for your toes. Shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And just notice that sensation on the back of your right leg. For some of you who can't reach the ground, if you have props, you can always use your props underneath the hands instead. So you're bringing the floor up to meet where your hands are. One last breath in your half split. And exhale, re-lunge your right knee. Tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee all the way up, coming into your runner's lunge. So keep the right knee stacked on top of the right heel, left leg straight, hip staying square, right hip back, balancing on the ball of your left foot. So look back, kind of seeing whether your left heel is just above the ball of your left foot. So it's not pressing back like this. So really engage. Imagine you're pressing that entire sole of your left foot from the ball of the foot up to the heel against a wall behind you. Start to feel light on your fingers until eventually you can come all the way up into your crescent lunge, reaching your arms up. Keep the right hip drawing back the whole time, hips square. Shoulders relax away from the ears. And then as you exhale, right hand onto that back of your left thigh. Inhale, reach your left arm up and back. And feel the right hand slide lower down that left leg, coming into a deeper hybrid of this back bend twist. And then on your next inhale, come up to center into a twist to the right, arms down to a T, parallel to the floor. Exhale, left hand down onto the mat inside the right foot, right hand reaching up, look towards your right hand. Keep the right shoulder leaning back, stacking the right shoulder on top of the left. Right hand to the right hip, and then wiggle the right foot halfway back until the right knee is in line with the right hip, right toes pointing towards the right side of your mat, and then roll onto the outer blade of your left foot. Now reach your right arm up again, coming into this modified side plank. Keep lifting the hips up towards the ceiling so your hips aren't sagging down. Push the ground away with the left hand, right hand reaching up. Exhale, gaze down, right hand down. Roll onto the ball of your left foot. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back into your three-legged dog. On your next inhale, shift forward to your three-legged plank. Your choice here. You can keep the right leg lifted or come to your usual plank, or maybe even knees down. Shift forward, elbows bent, chaturanga. Inhale, Straighten the arms, thighs off the mat, up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips up, downward facing dog. Taking 2 breaths here. Before we switch sides, press the heels down, lift the hips up. On your next inhale, left leg lifts up, 3-legged dog. Roll the outer left hip down, keeping the hip square. Left toes pointing to the mat. Exhale, bend the left knee. Tilt the hips open to the left side. So you're bringing the left hip to stack on top of the right hip. Left knee pointing towards the ceiling. Left heel reaching for your hips. Press the left shoulder back, square the shoulders. Keep pressing the chest back towards your right thigh. Inhale, come back to center into your 3-legged dog. On your next inhale, shift forward. Bring the left knee in towards the forehead, round the spine. And lightly step the left foot through between the hands. Lower the right knee down. Left knee on top of the left heel here. If you'd like to intensify that stretch here on the right hip flexor, just move the hips forward and down. Square your hips. Inhale, come up. Reach your arms up. Low lunge. Keep pushing the hips forward and down. Lengthen the spine. Belly away from the left thigh. And shoulders away from the ears. And then once again, bend the elbows. Hold on to the elbows with the opposite hands. So right hand holding onto the left elbow and so forth. On your next inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the chest, gaze up, finding a back bend in your low lunge. Feel your left heel and right knee try to reach each other without actually moving the legs. So you're feeling a little more engagement on your quads and hamstrings. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bend to the left, finding that lateral stretch along the right side body. And slowly come back to center. Release the hands down to the mat, frame your left foot, shift back until the right knee is under the right hip. Straighten the left leg, point the left toes up. Keep the hands under the shoulders. Once again, if you need props underneath the hands, if you can't reach the ground, you can use your props. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Lengthen the spine towards the front, towards your left toes. Gazing forward, chin away from the chest. One more breath here and your half split. And then exhale, re-lunge your left foot. Tuck the right toes under, right knee lifts off the ground. Firm up that back leg as if you're pushing the back of your right thigh up towards the ceiling. And you're pressing the right foot against a wall behind you. On your next inhale, slowly with control, lift yourself all the way up to your crescent lunge, arms reaching up. Left hip back, right hip forward to keep the hips square. Shoulders relax away from the ears. And then on your next exhale, left hand onto the back of your right thigh. Inhale, right hand reaches up. Exhale, right hand reaches towards the back. Finding this hybrid back bend and twist one more time. Feel the left hand perhaps crawl down the back of your right leg. Inhale, come up to center, but then twist to the left, arms to a T. Shoulders still stack on top of the hips. Exhale, right hand down to the ground inside your left foot. Left hand reaching up. Look towards your left fingers. Lean the left shoulder back. Left hand to the left hip. And wiggle the left foot halfway back. Left knee in line with the hip, toes pointing towards the left side. Roll onto the outer blade of the right foot. Reach your left arm up, modified side plank. Left shoulder stacks on top of the right, chest open towards the same direction as your left knee. Hips lifting up, not letting the hips sag. Keep looking up towards your left hand. Exhale, left hand down. Roll onto the ball of your right foot. Inhale, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. On your next inhale, shift forward, three-legged plank. Once again, your choice, leg up, leg down, maybe even knees down. Flowing through your vinyasa, shift forward, elbows in, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Toes pointing back, inhale. Lift up to your up dog, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips up, downward facing dog. And if you'd like to take a quick rest, come down to your knees and stay in your seiza, or come down to your embryo or your child's pose. So whatever that feels good for you today, find your option, staying here for a few breaths. You can also take a quick sip of water here if you'd like. Wipe your sweat. Try to minimize your movements so that you can conserve your energy. Taking 2 more breaths here. And slowly make your way back into your downward facing dog. Heels pressing down, hips lifting up, chest pressing back towards your thighs, shoulders away from the ears. On your next inhale, lift the right leg up to three-legged dog again. Exhale, hip joint mandala. Open up the hips to the right, point the right knee up to the sky, and square your chest, your shoulders. Inhale, right knee reaching forward, round the spine. And lightly step the right foot through between the hands. This time, left heel down to the mat. Inhale, come up, facing the left side of your mat into your warrior two. Right knee pointing forward in the direction of your right toes. Look down for a second, see if you can see your right big toe inside the right knee. If not, see if you can push the right knee towards your right pinky toe. Keep the outer blade of your left foot pressing down to the floor. Left leg straight, shoulders back away from the ears. Inhale, right palm faces up, and reach your right arm up and back. Left hand lightly resting onto your left shin or thigh, reverse warrior. Keep the right knee bending, reaching forward as you reach your right hand back. And then inhale, come back to your warrior two, and straighten the right leg. Inhale, reach your right hand forward, over the right foot. Exhale, right hand onto your right shin, left arm reaching up. Option to stay here or reach your right arm forward to the front. Maybe also left arm, so now arms are in line with each other, parallel to the ground. Keep leaning the left shoulder back. Legs strong and straight. And then slowly come back up to center and bend the right knee, coming back to your warrior two. Exhale, right hand reaching forward, right elbow onto your right knee, left arm forward, lean the left shoulder back, side angle. Roll the left hip forward slightly. Lean the left shoulder back. See if you can sink the hips down a little deeper. Push the elbow against the knee so you're creating space between the right ear and right shoulder. Option 1 is to stay here. Option 2, right hand onto the ground inside the right foot. You can use a block. Look towards your left fingers. Exhale, gaze down, hands down to the ground. Frame the right foot. Roll onto the ball of your left foot and step the right foot back. Find your plank. And your choice again, knees up or down. Shift forward, elbows in, chaturanga as you come down. Inhale into your back bend, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale to your inverted V shape, downward facing dog. And then doing the opposite side. On your next inhale, left leg lifts up, three-legged dog. Exhale, hip joint mandala. Point your left knee up to the sky, reach your left heel to your bum, and square your chest, left shoulder pressing back. On your next inhale, left knee all the way forward towards your forehead, round the spine, and step the left foot through between the hands. Right heel down to the ground. Inhale, come up, facing the right side, warrior 2. Okay. So press the outer blade of the right foot to the ground. Left knee bends, left big toe visible inside your left knee. If not, push your left knee towards the pinky toe side of your foot. Arms parallel to the ground. Flip the left palm up to face the ceiling and reach your left arm up and back. Right hand resting lightly onto your right shin or thigh. Left knee staying bent, reaching towards the front. At the same time, left hand reaching back. And then slowly come back up to center, warrior 2, and straighten the left leg. Inhale, reach your left hand forward over your left foot. Exhale, left hand onto your left shin or thigh. Inhale, right hand reaches up, look towards your right fingers. So legs straight, feet flat on the mat, tailbone lengthening towards the right heel, spine lengthening towards the front of the room. Stack the right shoulder on top of the left, so you feel as though you're spinning that right ribs up towards the ceiling. Option 1 is to stay here. Option 2, reach your left hand forward. Option 3, maybe even the right arm reaching forward. So now both arms parallel to the ground, reaching towards the front, still leaning the right shoulder back. And then slowly come back up to center, bend the left knee, warrior 2. Reach your left hand forward. Exhale, left elbow onto your left knee, right arm reaching overhead. Right shoulder still leaning back. Push the elbow against the knee. Keep pressing the outer blade of the right foot to the ground. Roll the right hip forward slightly, lean the right shoulder back, and then see if you can bring the hips down a little more. Option 1 is to stay here. Option 2, left hand onto the ground inside your left foot. And you can also opt to use a block if you're not quite there yet, all the way to the floor. Look towards your right fingers. Exhale, gaze down, hands to the mat. Frame your left foot and step back to your plank. Knees up or down. Shift forward, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, straighten the arms, thighs off the mat, up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips up, downward facing dog. Press the heels down to the ground, hips lift up. On your next inhale, shift forward to plank. Walk the hands forward a few inches. And once again, option 1, one elbow down at a time. Option 2, both elbows down at the same time into your forearm plank. And then roll the feet to the left left hand towards your right elbow. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Look towards your right hand into your forearm side plank. Roll the right hip forward, lean the right shoulder back. Look towards your right fingers. And then come back into your forearm plank. And then doing the opposite side. Right hand towards your left elbow. Roll the feet to the right. Left arm reaching up. Look towards your left fingers. Push the elbow against the floor. Lift the hips up. And come back to your forearm plank. Quick rest. Hips down. Sphinx pose. Shoulders down away from the ears. Press the shoulders back. Once again, squeezing that imaginary pen in between the shoulder blades. Keep pressing the feet, the legs onto the mat. And then from here, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up back to your forearm plank. And then from here, walk the feet forward, coming into your dolphin. So make sure that the elbows are just shoulder width apart. Walk the feet in towards the elbows, lifting the hips up, pressing the heels down, dolphin. So it's kind of like your down dog, but on your elbows. Ears are just in line with the arms. Your gaze still facing back towards your feet, towards the space between the feet. And you can just stay here, get used to feeling upside down, or you can lift one leg up at a time. So make sure you're pressing the elbows against the ground the whole time. And then see if you can lift one leg up. Hold for a few breaths. And then right foot down, lift the opposite foot up. And once again, hold for a few breaths. Lower the foot down. And your choice here, you can do the same drill, lifting one leg up at a time. Or if you already have a forearm stand practice, then you can practice coming up with both legs. You can also practice against a wall if you have a wall nearby. So you can just move your mat over towards the wall. Okay. Whoops. If you're feeling quite brave enough, or if you've done it before, so elbows under the shoulders, push the ground away with the elbows, suck the belly in, find your dolphin, and then lift one leg up, and then followed by, and then see if you can follow it with the opposite leg as well. Okay, so I'm not quite there yet with my forearm stand because of a shoulder problem. But for those who want to try, if it's something you've never done before, I do encourage you to try against a wall first so that you have a little bit more of a safety net. Or just practice lifting one leg at a time. And just practice on finding that shoulder stability, pushing the elbow. So you're not sinking down on the shoulders, you're pushing the elbows against the ground. And finding more space between the shoulder and the ear. So just a few more moments here to keep working on your dolphin. So make sure that your core is engaged the whole time. Your core is really important. So keep drawing the belly in towards the spine. And that will also help you to lose that banana back as you come up. And you'll be able to hold longer. So you're feeling that you're drawing the hip bones closer towards the lower ribs. And then once you're ready to um, to let go of your forearm stand, your dolphin, slowly come into your child's pose. Relax. Taking 3 more breaths here. And slowly come up to seated. And shift your weight to one side so that you can straighten the legs forward. Okay. And then from here, just opening up the front body after dolphin, where we actually were folding forward. So doing the opposite direction. So two choices here, either your reverse plank or your reverse tabletop. So reverse plank will be a bit more challenging. So see what version you'd like to do for today. So if you're doing reverse tabletop, feet hip width distance apart, bend the knees, plant the feet on the ground, and then hands slide back about 6 or more inches behind your hips. Make sure your fingers are pointing forward in the same direction as your toes. So this is for reverse tabletop. If you're planning to do reverse plank, straighten the legs forward, bring the feet together, point the toes. And same thing here, hands a few inches behind your hips, fingers reaching forward. And whichever version you're doing, make sure that you're rolling the shoulder back and down. So you're not pointing the shoulders forward, the shoulder head forward. So roll the shoulder back and down. So you're feeling a puff in the chest. And then on your next inhale, lift the hips up. So if you're in reverse plank, press the soles of the foot down to the floor, hips up, one line from the shoulders all the way to the feet. If you're in reverse tabletop, hips in line with the shoulders and the knees. So literally like a table here. Whichever variation you're doing, look up at the ceiling or drop the head back, whichever feels more good to you. If you're in reverse tabletop, if you're whether you're doing tabletop or plank, squeeze the glutes, keep pushing the feet against the floor. And then exhale, lower the hips down, straighten the legs. And come into your staff pose, hands on the mat by the hips, feet flexed. Your feet can either be hip width distance or together. Roll the shoulders back and down, sit up tall. If you can't, if you feel that your spine's rounding here, you can bend the knees slightly, and that will help you to find a longer spine. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, hinge from the hips and fold forward. Hold onto your feet with the hands from the from the top, from the outside, or you can hold onto your big toes with the thumb, pointer, and middle finger. Lengthen the spine, inhale, and fold as you exhale. Keep engaging the legs, contracting the quad muscles, flexing the feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold. Look towards your toes, chin away from the chest. Feel the chest reach forward towards the knees. Taking a few more breaths here in your Paschimottanasana. And slowly release the feet, walk the hands back. And then pick up the right knee. Place the sole of the right foot against, place the sole of the foot against the ground. Measure out the fist-sized distance between your right foot and left thigh. Keep the left leg active, flex the left foot. Hug the right knee with the left arm. Right hand onto the mat behind you, close to the sacrum. Lengthen the spine as you inhale. Twist to the right as you exhale. Option one is to stay here. Option two, left elbow against the right knee. Option three, if you have a bind practice, is to bind. So use whatever variation you can do today. Shoulders relax away from the ears. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. And slowly come back to center. Straighten the right leg. Bend the left knee. Sole of the foot against the floor. Right fist size distance again between your left foot and right thigh. Flex the right foot, toes pointing up. So keep the right leg active. Hug the left knee with the right arm, left hand onto the mat, close to the sacrum. Lengthen the spine as you inhale, and twist to the left as you exhale. Breathe in and out through the nose the whole time. With every inhale, see if you can lengthen the spine a little more. With every exhale, see if you can twist a little deeper. And slowly come back to center and straighten the left leg, making sure there's enough space behind you for your head. Reach your hands forward. As you exhale, roll yourself down one vertebra at a time, coming all the way down to lie on your back. And then from here, just coming into a happy baby. Bend the knees, bring the knees towards the armpits, hold onto the feet, outsides of the feet with hands, and then lift the soles of the feet up to face the ceiling. So your knees are coming down towards your armpits, the soles of the feet facing the ceiling. Lengthen the spine down towards the ground so your entire back is flat to the floor. And you can stay here, or if you'd like, you can rock side to side a couple of times. You can even straighten one leg at a time towards the side, finding a stretch on your inner thigh. Or you can even straighten both legs at the same time, coming into a straddle or middle split. And then slowly come back to your happy baby. And then release the feet. Hug the knees to the chest, holding onto the wrists, forearms, or opposite elbows. And once again, if you'd like, you can gently rock side to side, feeling that little bit of massage on the low back. And slowly come back to center. Hug your knees to your chest one final time. And then as you exhale, slowly release everything down to the floor into your final Shavasana. Extending the legs, feet finding opposite corners of the mat, arms by the sides, palms facing up, eyes closed. Staying here for a few moments, just allowing your body time to rest and recover from everything we just did. Notice how the body feels. Notice the breath as well. Slow it down if it's still a little on the faster side. Staying here for just a little bit. Slowly make your way back to awareness. Wiggle the fingers and the toes, moving the wrists and ankles, shaking the head side to side. Legs together, arms overhead, giving yourself a nice big stretch. And then roll onto your right side using your arm as a pillow. And then push yourself up into any comfortable seat. Bring the hands together in prayer to the center of your chest. Taking a moment here to end the practice by saying thank you to yourself for being here, for showing up, for the effort you put into your practice this morning. And thank you as well for allowing me to serve and guide you in your practice today. Enjoy your weekend. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Hopefully, you enjoyed the practice today. And I'll see you guys again next time. Same time next week, Sunday, 8:30 a.m. Until then, okay. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. See you again next time.